back with our last unboxing before the big move. As you can see, boxes have arrived. They came in flat, and box makers have been going crazy on the boxes. So many boxes. So if you come into the library this week, just be aware you may have to navigate around some piles of boxes. There is enough room, you'll be fine. So we have 2 boxes today of new books, a little one and a fairly big one. Start with the little one, OBS. All right. What do we think? What do we think? Ooh. Okay, first we have the audiobook of All the Devils Are Here by Louise Penny, read by Robert Bathurst. You all know we all know and love Louise Penny. National treasure, Louise Penny. And then the audiobook of Thick as Thieves by Sandra Brown, read by Kiff Brewer. Kiff, K-Y-F. It's a good name. And then we have the important paperwork and some DVDs. Let's see what we got. We got Yes, God, Yes. Being Bad Has Never Felt So Good. This is special jury recognition from South by Southwest Film Festival. Natalia Dyer, who was in Stranger Things. Straight-laced Catholic student discovers more than she bargained for after an innocent AOL chat turns racy. When is this set, AOL chat? Huh. Sounds fun. Kids DVD. And then Tom Hardy is Capone, America's most notorious gangster. From the executive producer of Joker and the producer of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. About Capone, one assumes. Some great classic American outfits. Look at that fantastic hat on Matt Dillon there. And it's got Tom Hardy, Linda Cardellini from Freaks and Geeks. Matt Dillon, obviously, but I don't see him on the list. Kyle MacLachlan. Okay, next is Season 4 of The Good Fight. This was a spin-off of The Good Wife, and it's oh, it's great. Really good. It's got Christine Baranski in it, and that's the only one I know from Sight. Recommend. And we have all seasons, so you should check that out. It's really good. Binge that and feel a little bit better about the world, maybe. And now, important papers went flying onto the box of books. Alright. First we have, new from a local author and a library patron whom we love, Rabbit by Claudia Coutu-Radmore. It's teeming lines. Oh, it's poetry. So a new book of poetry from Claudia Radmore. Very exciting. Get your hands on that. And then, new The Amazing Spider-Man, Threats and Menaces. Guinness World Records 2021. Oh my god, the cover is amazing. Look at this cover. It's like a Where's Waldo, except of like Guinness World Records. Like there's a giant pumpkin and a dragon and an astronaut and a Lego house and a dude being shot out of a cannon and some guy juggling soccer balls. Wow. A Lego man made out of balloons. That's pretty neat. And then new from Will Ferguson, Canadian icon also, the novel The Finder. So Sherry Lapina says that Ferguson's trademark wit abounds in this exuberant, entertaining, and unconventional novel. The world is filled with wonders, lost objects, all real, that are still out there waiting to be found. Missing Fabergé eggs from the Romanov dynasty worth millions. The last reel of Alfred Hitchcock's first film. Buddy Holly's iconic glasses. Muhammad Ali's Olympic gold medal. How can such cherished objects simply vanish? Where are they hiding? And who on earth might be compelled to uncover them? Will Ferguson invites readers on a heroic journey across the continents from the seas of southern Japan to the arid Australian outback to the city of Christchurch after the earthquake. Epic literary adventure and an escape into a darkly thrilling world of deceit and its rewards. Ooh, Will Ferguson is great. Check that out for sure. And then, I think this must be a YA. It's a Wattpad makes books now? Like, I have a Wattpad account. Wattpad, books. This one is called Entwined by A.J. Rosen. Did I That's interesting. Must have been published as a Wattpad book before. I'm sure it's YA. Check that one out. That's juvenile fiction. And also juvenile fiction. Okay. From Ian McGuire, author of The Northwater, is The Abstainer, a novel. This praise from Philip Mayer, author of The Sun, a brilliant historical novel, part Cormac McCarthy and part Raymond Chandler. The Abstainer tells a story of people trapped by class, a simmering revolution, and their own frailty. But it's ultimately a very human and compelling novel that gives us a clear glimpse into the hearts and souls of its characters. An epic tale of revenge and obsession. Interesting, set in Manchester, 1867. The rebels will be hanged at dawn and their brotherhood is already plotting its revenge. Well then, let us know how that one is. Ooh, this is a graphic novel. Might be YA, might be for adults, so no, it's about a high schooler. It's called Flamer by Henry Holt. This book will save lives, says Jarrett J. Kroska. I'm not... Aw. This sounds really good, you guys. Graphic novel. I think it's really interesting, people who are using graphic novels now to tell really visceral, like, stories that get you in the feels, and it's such an interesting form to do that. And if you've never checked out a graphic novel, an adult one for young adults, I recommend, because there's something about a graphic novel that, like, with the visual and the words, that really kind of punches through and gets you right in the heart. All right, next, by Robin Harding, who wrote The Party, The Swap. One assumes it's about swingers. It's bold, rings in it. From the queen of domestic thrillers comes a riveting tale of toxic relationships, sexual adventures, and a manipulative teenager with an explosive secret. Well, check that out. Next. A new Hercule Poirot mystery, so Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot. The Killings at Kingfisher Hall, written by Sophie Hannah. This one's large print. If you like a good mystery, you can never go wrong with Poirot. Oh, you guys, new from Ruth Ware, One by One. Ruth Ware, who's written The Woman in Cabin 10, In a Dark, Dark Wood, The Lying Game, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, and The Turn of the Key. It's always popular. This probably already has holds on it. Great author. Check her out if you haven't. I don't know what this one's about. Evoking the snowy seclusion of In a Dark, Dark Wood, the luxe environs of The Woman in Cabin 10, and the cutting-edge technology of The Turn of the Key, is highly anticipated sixth novel, is the Agatha Christie of our time at the top of her game. Well, put her beside Agatha Christie. Oh, here we go, is the Sophie Hannah, Agatha Christie, Killings at Kingfisher Hill, regular print. New from Fredrik Backman, who wrote A Man Called Ove and Beartown. This one is called Anxious People, which, I mean, is all of us right now, right? A poignant comedy about a crime that never took place, a would-be bank robber who disappears into thin air, and 8 extremely anxious strangers who find they have more in common than they ever imagined. That sounds really neat. He's a great writer. Check those out as well. Let us know what you think of that one. New from Joe Abercrombie, The Trouble with Peace. This is book 2 in his Age of Madness series. It's a new series from Joe Abercrombie. Really interesting because it's a fantasy world, but it's a world where technology is changing the way that people live their lives. So it really resonates with what's happening today, because technology is influencing and changing the way that their world works. So if you like fantasy, if you like a little sci-fi but not really, really good. That is juvenile fiction, Minecraft. Oh, you guys, all the big names! New from Ken Follett. This is a prequel to Pillars of the Earth, The Evening and the Morning. And I mean, come on, Ken Follett. Look at him. Yep, you want to read my book. It's huge, it's heavy. If you really like Pillars of the Earth, probably give this a try. I'm going to read the little blurb. When the Roman Empire declined, Britain went backward. As the Roman villas crumbled, the people built one-room wooden dwellings without chimneys. The technology of Roman pottery, important for storing food, was mostly lost. Literacy declined. This period is sometimes called the Dark Ages, and progress was painfully slow for 500 years. Then, at last, things started to change. A young boat builder, a Norman noblewoman, a monk. That for sure has holes on it. Next, oh my gosh, new from Wilbur Smith, Call of the Raven. An action-packed tale of destiny and the brutality of human nature from the master of adventure fiction. New from J.D. Robb. You guys, like chock full of big names. Shadows in Death, new in her In Death series. Lieutenant Eve Dallas has risked her life countless times chasing criminals, but when it's her husband's life in danger, she must balance her tenacity as a homicide detective with her terror of losing the man she loves. Ooh. And new from Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, Troubled Blood. So this is the newest one in her Cormorant Strike series. I mean, what's there to say? It's gigantic. Oh, we're gonna run out of room because of all the crazy huge bestsellers that are just crammed onto my cart now. Michael Connelly, Fair Warning. I think we have this in large print. Now we have it in regular print. Goodness. Ugh. From Sue Miller, Monogamy. We got this in large print, I think, a little while ago. A brilliantly insightful novel, engrossing and haunting, about marriage, love, family, happiness, and sorrow. And then from Jay Shetty, Think Like a Monk. Train your mind for peace and purpose every day. Praise on the back from Ariana Huffington of the Huffington Post, Ellen DeGeneres, Deepak Chopra, Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett Smith. Let's see what they have to say. Making wisdom relevant and accessible is Jay Shetty's superpower. His book is profound, poignant, and practical. We believe it will help so many people create new habits, practices, and wisdom that will guide them through through the lives they truly desire. I mean, those are some big names. And then last but not least, new from Robin Carr in her Virgin River series, Shelter Mountain. It's a Netflix series? I didn't know that. There's a Netflix original series of Robin Carr's Virgin Rivers. Did you guys know that? I did not know that. Well, I mean, you can't say that we didn't get any anticipated books in this week. So these will be cataloged as soon as I can get them done, but any books that come in after this, we're going to wait and hold off because I just have to repack them and then move them over to the station anyway. So these ones, get your holds on them ASAP. They're probably some of the few that will come with us to the station because they're so new. And keep your eyes peeled for more updates on the move. It's happening in like less than 2 weeks. We're fine. Everything's fine. We'll see you soon, guys. Bye.